Hey guys, welcome back to the United Star. We've just beaten Bournemouth 5-2, and as things stand, we are fourth in the league. Chelsea haven't played their game yet. Uh, so 5-2, great game. What were your views, Prasham?
I think this is the best game we've played since restart. And I know it's a little controversial because we conceded 2 goals. But I say this because it seemed like someone just stepped the clock back to 2010 or something, and Sir Alex Ferguson was on the touchline. Every time we conceded, the first time we conceded, I was scared that, oh, maybe it's going to be the same thing again that's been happening under Ole, and we're not going to be able to find a way back into this, and it's going to be a long, boring game. But both the times we conceded, we hit them right, like within I think 5 or 7 minutes we hit them with a goal, and it never looked in doubt that we just kept on going forward. So it was almost as the old United. Even after we were leading 5-2, it wasn't like, oh, let's sit back. We were going for the sixth. It was ruled out by offside one. We had a couple of chances that Ramsdale saved. So I was extremely happy and extremely excited to watch this game. And that's why I say it was the best game, because it was that we never stepped off the gas. Even when we conceded, we looked like the better team, right? So just it was brilliant to watch, and this is what I want to see from a United team: fearlessness, attacking, creativity, goals from everywhere on the pitch. And that is why I say this was an absolutely brilliant game, even though we conceded twice.
Right. What about you? What were your views of the game?
Bro, to begin with, I would like to call this as a character building game. You know, when you one down and you have your backs against the wall, and that's when you decide to bounce back and within minutes start scoring goals. That speaks a lot about character. So yeah, that they pass the test when it comes to character building today, definitely. And yeah, I mean that's what every great team does. If they have conceded a goal, it's just not that they start looking at each other. They start looking towards the opposition's goals as a team, and that's what they did. It was a complete team performance today, beautiful. And yeah, I just like to say that there were a few mistakes, but then again, they managed to somehow overcome those. And yeah, it was a great performance at the end of the day. So
Yeah,
yes, I'm
I just like to add there, when we talk about what Vidur is saying about character. I think it is incredible some of what he said, because I can see when we conceded the goal, Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, all of them were just like, oh, let's get the ball and get going. When Martial got substituted, even though he scored the goal, I don't know if a lot of people noticed that he hit his hand against the post and he went off because he was frustrated because he could have got another goal or maybe another couple of goals. I've not seen that from Martial ever. Like that hunger to do something, I've never seen that. And it was almost like Rashford, Greenwood, and Martial were competing with each other for like getting goals, and it was just brilliant. So I completely agree with Vidur that the character that we showed today was exciting, and they passed the test with flying colors, and Ole as well.
Yeah, I think I completely agree. I think Jim Beglin said during the end of the game that the worst thing Bournemouth could have done was score a goal early in both the halves. And I think that just brought out something in our team. So we conceded 2 goals. What do you think, Vidut? I mean, what do you think about the goals? Was it just a defensive mistake or was it something else?
I mean, we were lucky today that we scored 5. If the score were like 2-2, or let's say we were to lose 2-1, hypothetically speaking, everybody would be fuming. These goals were not like a goal that let's say like a quality defense concedes. First goal, like Harry Maguire got nutmeg. He got nutmeg. Although it's not a it's not a huge deal that he got nutmeg, but he needs to realize where he was standing.
Exactly.
And needs to realize that he was at the edge of the corner. He knew what was going to happen, that he was going to try to cut in because there was no one behind him. And he got nutmeg, and after that, two big mistakes happened for the first goal. Because, see, De Gea, on the other hand, I mean, he's supposed to be considered one of the best in the world. And one of the best in the world does not concede from near post from an almost zero angle. I mean, in his defense, I could say that he was also expecting that that Stanislas was put it back in, cut back a pass. But he somehow nutmegged him. And to his surprise, he went for the first post, the near post. Now, as a keeper myself, I understand what he was going through. I mean, I completely got his side, that what he was thinking, that he's going to cut it back. But then again, I mean, near post, conceding a near post, especially at that level, not acceptable. I mean, after that, you could notice that the whole game he was looking like really, really edgy. He was really, really nervous. and he was making mistakes, and that happens. And you could see a few passes go here and there, which even and defense was also botching up passes, which led to the second goal. If you want me to continue on the second goal, before I'd like to ask you that what do you guys think about the fourth goal?
Yeah, I mean, I think I completely agree. What about you, Prasham? Do you think our defense was good enough today?
I think overall, I think we did okay. And Mason Greenwood was, of course, the standout player, right? So what Mason did today, scored with his right, scored with his left, and if I don't know what to say. Like last game, I was saying a lot of people said that I'm bigging him up too much by comparing him to Wayne Rooney, but like take that, absolutely brilliant. Scored from positions that he shouldn't be scoring from, and incredible hunger to get a goal and not scared. You know, there was another chance towards the end of the game where Rashford was in a similar position from where Mason scored his second goal. This is no slight on Rashford by any means. He's a great player for United. But Mason went for the shot, whereas Rashford went for the cross. So you can see how confident Mason is. And this is why, I feel that like we are at this. Like, let me just give you a statistic maybe. Since 2010, this is the first time where two United players have scored more than 20 goals. The last time it happened was when Berbatov and Hernandez did it. Now Rashford and Martial have done it, and Mason's on 15. I mean, the way he's playing, he's probably going to score 20 himself. But it was incredible to watch, and like I said, all three of them getting a goal. Bruno getting 2 assists and a goal. It was brilliant. And today, every free kick we took, all of them worked. Rashford took a free kick, Ramsdale saved it brilliantly. Pogba took a free kick, he saved it brilliantly, and Bruno, of course, scored. And the penalty from Rashford as well, cool, very calm, very collected, slotted it into the bottom corner, very hard shot to save. So, I mean, really, there's if we are to criticize something, as Vidur said, the defending, fridge on wheels, Harry Maguire, what can we say about him? He has his moments, doesn't he? He has to yet improve, but fridge on wheels, as we say on this channel, will not play a game without making a single mistake in the game. It's not possible for him. But other than that, I want to look at the positives today, because I don't care if we play every game like this, and if we're going to score 5 goals compared to someone's 2, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, to be honest.
Right. I completely agree. And I think going back to the Mason Greenwood point, I mean, when United is counter-attacking, you see him not always running behind the defenders. He sort of drops back to collect the ball because he's confident enough to go to either of his leg and take a shot. And I think that's a great quality in him. I think I'll ask you sort of a different question. What do you think of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a sort of manager up till now, right now? How do you think he's influenced our team and like the changes he's got to our team till now? Prasham?
So I think that the best thing today was that fluidity. You saw Mason was on the left at times, Rashford was on the right, Martial was on the left, Rashford was on the right, Rashford was on the left, Mason's on the right, Martial's up top. So that fluidity between the front three, the way they were moving around was absolutely fantastic to watch. And the camaraderie between Bruno, Pogba and Matic. Matic was a little off his game today, made a couple of missed passes, but the three of them together, fantastic. The way they're combining together and playing their roles, because that's very important in midfield. It's almost as if Pogba is content playing that sitting role that he does with France. And today I saw him do that and I was just shocked. I think I want to give a shout out to Paul Pogba here, because he may not have scored or assisted today, but he sat brilliantly in that center midfield, just ahead of Matic, and he was pulling the strings and he was playing the passes, he was breaking up play, and it was a very influential performance from him. It was like he wanted to play for the club. He looked content, he looked happy. And that's what I need from a player like Paul Pogba, because he's so good that when we need him, he can rise to the occasion. But today was an absolutely unbelievable performance from him, because he looked grounded. It's almost as if before it was like he used to see Lingard and Pereira ahead him and he used to get frustrated. But now that he sees Bruno ahead him, he's confident and he's calm in his own position. So I think that's the Bruno effect, I can say. So what Ole has done is added this fluidity in the attack. And Wan-Bissaka again, man, going forward, Wan-Bissaka was brilliant today. He should have got that assist. Talking about VAR is for maybe another video, but he should have got that assist. And it was, I think, really today, going forward, Ole was able to bring that fluidity to the team, that camaraderie was there, and most importantly, that fighting spirit of Manchester United was seen today. I think Vidur will also agree with me in that.
I mean, to begin with, Pogba looked comfortable. You know, he looked like that position's his. You know, I couldn't see him making one single mistake. He was holding the ball when needed. He was putting in those long balls, which he's known for. He was doing whatever a proper player of that position is supposed to be doing. And he looked at home today. I completely agree with Prasham. And Greenwood again, brilliant. Like, the second goal, huge fan. I mean, he completely had the defender on the tip of his toes, was going the other way. Everybody thought that the defender's doing the right thing, and boom, there comes a big foot finish on top left. World class stuff. And other positions, great. I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like, with Pogba, it's like, a huge weight has been lifted off his shoulder of carrying the club. With Bruno there, now with the front three taking, it's like he's expected to only do his job and do it well, and of course help the team whenever they can, instead of whereas earlier it was more like, he was there and he had to do everything. It was like more like a one-man show. If you get Pogba, you'll get United. That was the motto of other teams earlier on. Now it's not easy. Now with Bruno in the game, and huge fan of Bruno as well, that guy can't seem to be doing anything wrong. I mean, he's getting goals, he's getting assists. He's just, even if he's making a mistake, he's making up for it every time he's doing anything. So all in all, a brilliant performance. Although if you want, I can shed some light on the second goal, which I felt, again, as Prasham said, that Matic was looking a little off. It was his pass that led to another stupid mistake by Eric Bailly, I'd say. Even if the ball's going in at an uncomfortable height, just let it go instead of putting your hand on it. So, yeah, that was the second goal was a little off again for me, but it's okay. I mean, looking at the attack took care of the defense today. So, I mean, I'm not completely blaming the defense, but the attack was outstanding. I can't, it's hard to find a mistake, and especially that shot from Martial. Oof. Like, it was almost, Ronaldo-esque going over the top right. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it.
I think one last question I'd like to ask is, we've been heavily linked with Jadon Sancho, 100 million. Do you think he's going to be 100 million backup to Mason Greenwood now? Whether?
Now, see, this is doubtful. I mean, first of all, we need to consider the situation we're in. We're just coming out of a pandemic. Every club's financially suffering. 100 million is, if it were a normal season, it's a huge demand, let alone a pandemic-stricken situation. Now, Jadon Sancho, I mean, I am a little unaware where he relies with his contractual terms with Dortmund. Is it finishing this season, or is it there's still more left?
I'm not aware.
No, it's still 2022. Sancho's on contract with Dortmund for 2022.
I mean, his contract. That's why Dortmund has a leverage to, raise that price. But now the thing is, does the player want to play there? Is he willing to play there? Now, first of all, if you want to make in modern football, if you want to make any big signing, first essential commodity is UCL position. So, you need to be playing UCL for you to make any big sign. In fact, who knows, maybe with Jadon Sancho, if things move in the right direction, if we get the UCL position, and if Jadon Sancho doesn't want to play for Dortmund, I can see him coming here. But the thing now the problem is Greenwood's completely scoring left, right, and center. Do you really want to replace him is the question. Now, exactly. I guess if we were to judge on today's match basis, I would not touch that position for sure. But now I'd like to see how Greenwood does for the rest of the season, because I can for sure say that he's going to be starting for the rest of the season. I'd like to see how his performance remains. Especially in the European stage now, although we're playing Europa right now. But, Europa is also not an easy stage because we've got Inter, we've got the likes of Dortmund. Not Dortmund. We've got the likes of many other big teams. So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to see how Greenwood plays. So, I guess time will tell.
Right, Prasham?
Yeah.
So, Jadon Sancho to United is the question, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely yes. There's no question. Absolutely yes. I'm not going to say anything more on it. Absolutely yes. We had a team where we had York Cole, Sheringham, Solskjaer. We had a team where we had Rooney, Tevez, Berbatov, Ronaldo. Absolutely yes. It's a no-brainer. Jadon Sancho to United, yes. Doesn't matter who we have. He's one of the best players in the world. Looking at his age, we'd be missing out if we don't get him.
Right. Okay, so with 16 games unbeaten, on we go to Aston Villa now. We play next on, I think, 9th of July. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.